Welcome back, True Seeker. Got to make sure we're transmitting here. It's Friday Night Decodes. We're taking your requests. I got to get in the old chat room here so I can see what you guys want to talk about. Let's make sure we're coming through. It looks like we are. What's up, Aaron? I see your comment. Let me get the volume down here. I don't want to hear myself. All right. So remember, on Friday Night Decodes, we try not to do the NFL because we do the NFL in a long live discussion Saturday. So we try to cover the other sports here. Ninja 13 in the room with the WSU versus Stanford. We got an Iowa Penn State. Roderick's being a good, healthy person out there eating his veggie salad. All right, let me just put down these requests here so we don't forget them. WSU versus Stanford, and then I told you guys I liked WSU last week. You guys were disagreeing with me. I was like, I can't get over this 158 thing. This 158 thing seems like too much money in the bank. So, okay, WSU versus Stanford, Iowa Penn State. Those are our first two requests. We're going to do as many of these as we can tonight. My lady just left, and she wants me to come pick her up around 9. I told her to stay where she's at later so we can do this for longer than 2 hours. But we're going to go for at least 2 hours tonight. My girlfriend stays out. We'll have more time. So, all right, WSU versus Stanford. College football head-to-head. Let's do it. Football head-to-head. And I might need your guys' help. I might come to the chat and look for let's see. Let's see. Where can let me see. Where's my college football reference? Washington State University. Head-to-head. We need to know their head-to-head record with Stanford. This is the one? No, that's not the one. Here we go. This is the one. All right. So Washington State University versus Stanford. They have played each other 68 times. Stanford leads 40-27 to 1. All right. So 68 games. Stanford leads 40-27 to 1. And I always double check to make sure. Sometimes when you're working with numbers, it's easy to get tongue twisted. All right, and we're going to want to look at the last time they played too. What is this about? I do not want this in my way. How do I get rid of this? Skip. Okay, so the last time they played was November 4th, 2017, and Washington State got the win. Okay, so we're going to remember that. November 4th, 2017. Last game, November 4th, 2017. WSU won. What was the score? 24-21. All right, before we get on with this, again, whenever you do sports decodes, the first thing you want to start with is the date numerology. So these games are October 27th, 2018. So we need our date numerology that matters for this day. All right, so we got 75 date numerology. We got, what else do we got here? 10, 27. We got 48 date numerology. We got 21 date numerology. We got, and let me here. I should probably make all this bigger. I'm going to use a bigger font so you guys can see it. That's probably showing up better. I hope that's more clear. So what else do we got here? We got 1027, 37 date numerology. It is the 27th. We want to know about October 27th. It is the 300th day of the year, leaving 65 days. October 27th, the 300th day, leaving 65 days. And now we just want to think about things like how these numbers reflect with the team. So we got the Washington State University Cougars versus the Stanford Cardinals. That's still their name, right? The Stanford Cardinals. Stanford Cardinals. I believe that's their name. Okay. So let's see if the gematria lines up with any of these team names. So, Cougars. I don't see it there for the Cougars. WSU, Washington State University, Cougars. So I don't see any real connections there with the Cougars. They don't seem like they have too much lining up with the date. Stanford, Cardinals, Stanford Cardinals. So nothing is popping out in terms of the date numerology for this matchup. You know, other matchups, things could pop. But we just want to check. We want to make sure that we're not missing any pieces there. All right. So this is going to be the 69th game. Either Washington State University is going to get their 28th win or Stanford their 41st. Let's measure from the last game to this game. So November 4th, 2017. Whoops, what did I do here? November 4th, 2017 to October 27th, 2018. How many weeks is that? 51 weeks. So the last game was 51 weeks ago. All right, what we got to do is we got to get the records of the coaches, and then we want to look at the QBs. Last week we got our big clue with the QB. The game was 158 days from his birthday, and 158 was the number on that game. So, Stanford football coach record. All right, let me just start. Stanford football coach. Who is the coach? Let's make sure it's David Shaw. Okay, it is David Shaw. We can check out David Shaw's gematria too, just see if he has anything going here. David Shaw's got the 37 thing going, so I saw that in the date numerology. So we got a David Shaw connection here. David Shaw connects to the date numerology. Let's see. David Shaw. We need his record. There we go. David Shaw. He's in his 8th year with Stanford. He's done 102 games. He's 78-24. Okay. All right. Whoops. All right. Now we need the, well, we can check out his birthday too. That information's out there. We can measure how many days it is from his birthday. Sometimes that's a clue. July 31st. Okay. Let's see how many days we got. We went to October 27th. 88 days after his birthday, or his 89th day of his age, which is the 11th Fibonacci number, big football number. And his age, what was his age? He's 46. Okie dokie. Now we need the Washington State University coach, WSU football coach, Mike Leach. That's right. Mike Leach coaching record. Now he's coached with multiple teams. He's in his 7th season with Washington State. This is going to be his 84th game. Remember, last week was the 83rd big football number. Washington State had a lot of alignment last week. All right, Mike Leach, WSU coach, 84th game. What's his record? He's 44-39. And overall, 128-82. So his next loss will be his 83rd overall. We can make a note of that too. 211th game. It was what, 128-82? Is that what it was? All right. Let's get Mike Leach's birthday here too. Mike Leach birthday. Let's check his name gematria as well. Mike Leach, 40. We got connected to the date numerology. I don't see a connection. All right, Mike Leach birthday, March 9th. So, game's 232 days after his birthday, or his 233rd day of his age. That's the 13th Fibonacci number. He's 57 years old. All right, now we need the quarterbacks. So, Stanford Cardinal QB 2018. Who is he? Is it KJ Costello? Starting QB. Let me just take a peek at the chat. Who's our starter here at Stanford? And I already forget the name of the WSU quarterback. KJ Costello for Stanford. Got it. When I come back, I'll be looking for the Washington State guy. KJ Costello. So we need his information. Close out some of these windows here. We got too many windows open. KJ Costello birthday. Last week it was the birthday of the Washington State quarterback that tipped us over the edge. Date June 7th. KJ Costello's got the June 7th birthday. Game is 142 days after his birthday, or 143. Okay, let's check his name gematria here. KJ Costello. Got some nice Freemasonry numbers there. Old KJ. Got a good football name. Okay, KJ Costello. College stats. His 19th game here. Here, the other thing I need to get up here is just looking at the records of the two teams. Okay. Big game here. Big Pac-12 game. Let's just put this up here so we can look at this. What's the deal here? All right. So Washington State is 6-1. Either going to be 7-1 or 6-2. Stanford's 5-2. Either going to be 6-2 or 5-3. All right. I remember last week we had trouble finding the Washington State University's quarterback, but then when we found it, it was a big clue. Gardner Minshew, that's right. Let me see if I can do this again. Gardner Minshew, birthday. Wasn't it on some like a Tennessee recruiting webpage? His birthday was June something. It was 158 days from last week's game. I can't remember if it was a span or. Well, if it was 158 days from last week's game, and I remember it was earlier in the year, it should be 165 from this week's game. Big Scottish Rite number. Because that's what we saw last week, how his name was 158. It was 158 days from his birthday, and there was one other 158 riding on the game. So we liked that alignment for Gardner Minshew. I think that the two teams had last played each other 158 weeks earlier, something like that. May 16th? Is that what day his birthday was? Here, let's test it out. I thought it was in June, but here, we'll find out. So last week, we were measuring with October 20th. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're right then. Good job. Because there's that 158 again. So it's 164 days after his birthday, or a span of 165. Nice memory. The only thing I can't remember is how old he is. That's not crucial. WSU QB. Gardner Minshew. Game is 164 days, span of 165 after birthday. All right, so we got to start thinking about things here. Usually we see a lot more alignment with these games. There's not a ton of alignment that's popping out at me here. Okay. So WSU, this will be the 69th game. Stanford leads 40-27-1. Last time they played, it was 45 combined points, 24-21. "51 weeks ago." It's going to be Mike Leach's, okay. None of this connects with the date numerology. Come back up here and look at some gematria again. Let's go over the, so we got Stanford. Stanford has this 47 thing. It's Mike Leach's 211th game overall, which is the 47th prime, and he's facing Stanford. So a good opponent for his 211th overall game. That's worth a note. Okay, let's look some more. Stanford. Cardinals. Seeing if that's prime. It is the 60th, but it doesn't help us out. Yeah, this is, out of all the games we've looked at so far during Friday Night Live decodes, this game's had the least connections in terms of looking for a numerical alignment. You know, the only thing that, just looking at the win records, you know, when you think of Cardinals, you think of the Catholic Church, right? If WSU beats Stanford on the road, they would improve to 7-1, that big Catholic number. Seen plenty of Catholic 71 rituals in recent weeks in football. Just thinking more about this here. Both teams are 3-1 in the Pac-12. If Stanford got the W, they'd get their 41st win all time against Washington State and improved to 4-1 in the Pac-12. Let me come to the chat and see if you guys got any brilliant ideas. There's just a lot of the other thing about the Catholic connection is the over-unders at 54, Jesuit order 54. Stanford's a 2.5-point favorite. Big Pope number there. But yeah, here we can see if sometimes the stadium will give us a clue. Stanford Stadium. Stanford Stadium's got that 58 thing going, like the quarterback. Whoops, hit the wrong thing there. Shoot. That quarterback's name, KJ Costello, had the 58 thing going too. But yeah, this one there's no standout clues here with this game. So let me come to the chat. Somebody might have something brilliant to say. I don't see the big clue in what we've looked at so far here. The types of things we look for that dictate the course. Where did everything go here? What in the world? There we go. All right, chat. My memory is not that incredible. It's just that I work with these things so much that they just stick. David Shaw, 78-24, October 27. So, yeah, that's some creative thinking there, Emil. But I wouldn't, that kind of that is really interesting. It is a good point, but I just couldn't make a bet based on that kind of decode. This kind of game, this game here is just missing the connections we look for in the numbers. So we can come back to this game. That was a lot of work for disappointment, but sometimes it's that way. Again, just unfortunately, I don't see the standout number we're looking for there. I just don't see it. The day leaving 65 days left in the year. Christianity has that 65 thing, but might be another player that we need to look for in the game. Stanford has that running back that was supposed to be one of the Heisman favorites at the beginning of the year. Be a clue with him. All right, let's look at Iowa Penn State. Sometimes you put in the work and you don't get what you want. Let's see. Iowa Penn State. Okay, we got Iowa's the Hawkeyes. Penn State. Let's see. Penn State's a 6-point favorite at home. The over-under's at 51.5. All right, let's see what we got. So we're still working with our same date numerology. Okie dokie. So we're looking at our records right away. Penn State could potentially fall to 5-3, where Pennsylvania's 53. That's something to consider over here with the Stanford game, that if they lose, they fall to 5-3. College and NFL, oftentimes there's rituals between them, but we don't got any date numerology to go with it. Okay, so Iowa Penn State. Let's see what they've done all time head to head. Iowa Hawkeyes, college football head to head, college football reference. Because I spelled head-to-head wrong. What's going on here? I don't want the record by year. Can I get to the head-to-head through here? Head-to-head. Okay, that works. Okay, Penn State. So this is going to be their 28th meeting. Is that one of our numbers for the day? It was not. Okay, 28th meeting. And Iowa leads 15-12. Okay, now we need let me come out to the chat. I need some quarterback names. Who's got my quarterback names for me, please? Marty, are you saying that WSU equals 71? Did I miss that? Nate Stanley, thank you. Nate Stanley, birthday, August 26th. So the game 63 days after his birthday, or 62 days after a span of 63. How does that look like that? Okay. And who's our other QB? Number 7-1 record. Oh, that's something we should have considered. What week is this for college football? That's important too. Could have been a clue for us. Trace Sorley. Thank you. Trace Sorley. That's a good name. Trace Sorley. Is it McSorley? Trace McSorley? Yeah, that looks like the one. Trace McSorley. Got almost the same birthday, this guy. Oh, so look at that. It's gonna be 65 days after Trace McSorley's birthday on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. I'm already getting interested. Okay. What is this? What's going on here? What in the world is going on? Seriously? Okay. We got to do these guys' name gematria. Nate Stanley and Trace McSorley. That is such a good name. It's like CJ Beathard. McSorley. Nate Stanley, 37. And did you notice that Nate Stanley was also 62 and it's 62 days after his birthday? We got the 37 date numerology. Okay. Trace McSorley. McSorley, 43 like football. Perfect. Trace McSorley, another 58. There's Freemason Manchurians everywhere. Okay, we got to. I have never seen the computer do this. I do not know what's going on here. Maybe it's because. Okay. Now we need some coaches. Iowa Hawkeyes football coach. Kirk Ferentz. Wow, he's got a lot of games under his belt, doesn't he? Holy smokes. This is his 248th game. It's going to drive me nuts now. I've never seen it do this before. I don't know why we're having this glitch here. Terrible. All right, 248th game. He's 149 and 98. We'll look at the team name, see if any of this makes sense here. See if we can find our big clue. Got to put down all the numbers to find the big clue. 6-1 this season. Penn State's a big Catholic school, aren't they? Am I mistaken about that? Penn State a Catholic school? To double check that. Kirk Ferentz, we need his birthday. August 1st. Everybody's born in August here. What? $87 days after. Game is 87 days. Span of 88 days after his birthday. He's 63 years old. Oh my God. Do I need to make the font smaller? What do I have to do here? All right, that seems to have solved the problem. Okay. Sort of. Okay. We need the other coach. Oh, we need to check his name gematria too, Kirk Ferentz. Kirk Ferentz, 62. This number's coming up an awful lot here. And a lot of 62 here. And these are both connected to the Hawkeyes. So we're going to see if that number has anything to do with Penn State. All righty. Next coach. Penn State football coach. James Franklin. James Franklin coaching record. Where is it at? There we go. So James Franklin with Penn State. This is going to be his 61st game. He's 41 and 19. And all-time 100th game, 65 and 34. So if he lost, I'm just thinking right away, if he lost, say on 65 wins and the day leaving 65 days left in the year. Let's check out the name gematria on James Franklin. James Franklin, good name for a football coach. All right. Is Penn State, are they called the Nittany Lions? Is that their name? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see what's behind these team names here. Iowa Hawkeyes. Oh, Hawkeye is 33, the Hawkeye State. Look at that. Iowa Hawkeyes is 62. And see how we saw all those 62s lining up? So that's important. Now we see that this is special, how these 62s are coming together. Iowa Hawkeyes 62. These are the alignments that we're used to seeing. All right. So for let me just put the Iowas and the Penn States together here. Penn State coach. The type right. Only it was his 62nd game. All right. So we can also just look at Iowa alone and Hawkeyes alone. good to be thorough. Iowa's 48. I believe we had 48 date numerology. We do. So Iowa connects to the date numerology. Okay, I really don't know what's up with this. Iowa's starting to have some alignment here. It's looking like a special game for them. And what were the all-time records again? You know what? So just think about that. So, okay, I'm just coming back up here. I'm making a note. If Iowa got their 16th win, so we'll just write if Iowa got 16th win, Penn State would fall to 5-3. 53, the 16th prime. That's how we read these win records, like they're whole numbers. See how it's like this all the time. Okay. So that has some rhyme and reason to it. We got to check out what the Nittany Lions are all about over here. Wait, we also got to check out what Hawkeyes is about. Oh, you know what else? We had 21 date numerology too. Iowa's 48 and 21. So Iowa's got a double connection to the date numerology. That's big. That's a big one. Nittany Lions. I'm excited. I don't think I've ever decoded it before. But hold on. I haven't even done Hawkeyes yet, have I? All over the place here. Hawkeyes. That's not helping us out. Iowa Hawkeyes. Oh, yeah, we knew about the 62. All right, let's try Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions, 71. What could Iowa become with a win? 7-1. Okay. Nittany Lions equals 71. Good team to become 7-1 against. Whoops, too small. That's so huge. Iowa could become 7-1 with win. All right, so a lot's looking special here for Iowa. And Penn State. Let's check out Penn State alone. Penn State's got the 48 thing going too. Penn State and Iowa sum to 48. Date numerology. Okay, so a good day for these teams to meet. Penn State, Nittany Lions, let's put it all together. We got a 119. Didn't Hawkeyes have a 119? That's not helping us out with the game, but they do have the 119 overlap. You know, I think there's a lot of rhyme and reason to Iowa going into Penn State and getting the win here, becoming 7-1. But at the same time, I guess we could acknowledge that if Penn State won, that makes it okay. That makes it a little more questionable. Because if Penn State won, they'd become 6-2, right? And Iowa Hawkeyes is 62. And the game is 62 days after the Iowa's quarterback's birthday. And Kirk Ferentz equals 62. Let's look at the last game. Just to be certain here, we need another clue. We need to look at the last time these teams played each other, because sometimes the distance is huge. So let's go back to that head-to-head against Penn State. We got to see what happened in the last meeting and how long ago that was. Okay, the last meeting was September 23rd. It's the day leaving 99 days left in the year. The last time, so Iowa's on a losing streak here, a 1-2-3-4 game losing streak. They'd won 3 in a row before the 4-game losing streak. September 23rd, 2017 to, 57 weeks ago. 57 weeks. I don't remember anyone having a 57 connection. Iowa Hawkeyes. Nittany Lions. Penn State. All right. Let me all right. Oh, I wanted to see if Penn State was a Catholic school. Are they? I don't know if that sound's coming through. There's some loud banging that sounds close to my house. I'm just wondering what that is. They have a Catholic campus ministry, but a lot of schools have a Catholic site. So Penn State is a Catholic and Jesuit school. Wait, that's the University of Scranton. No. I just want to know if Penn State's Catholic. Here. I guess Penn State's not an actual Catholic school. Okay, so they're not an actual Catholic school. Let me come into the chat and see what you guys are thinking. Gematria for underdog? Here, let's just put it up on the screen. What's the gematria for underdog? Don't be afraid to use the gematria calculator. Underdog. Got that 43 football number. Everybody loves an underdog. What is a Nittany Lion? I don't know. It must be something. Nittany Lion. Well, we know it's the mascot of Joe Mason. Joe Mason created it. What do you know? Joe Mason. So he got it from Princeton, the idea. Here a Mason, there a Mason. All right. Date numerology is 75. That is a big date numerology with the Catholic Church. Cardinal 62, Stanford Cardinal. That was our other game, though. Penn State is hella Catholic. I thought that they did have some Catholic connections, but not a Catholic school. Oh, yeah, underdog 88 like Trump. That's a good point. Clemson, Florida State. We'll do it next. I'm just seeing if we can come to an agreement here on hold on. I want to go back and look at that last game that they played. The last game they played. Wait a minute. Where's the score? I guess it was 19-21. 40. Let's come back to the chat. In college football, home field's typically a huge advantage. We'll do Clemson, Florida State next. Yeah, they had the Sandusky thing. That's right. So the thing that's let's again go over what's really interesting about this game. Iowa can improve to 7-1 with an upset on the road. Penn State can improve to 6-2 with a win at home. and the thing is, Nittany Lions equals 71. It'd be the perfect team to go 7-1 against. Penn State. So, I'm just thinking about this overall. If both teams become 6-2, Iowa Hawkeyes is 62. And again, like we talked about, the Iowa Hawkeyes quarterback, the game is 62 days after his birthday. And the coach's name equals 62. So that's a whole lot of 62 there. If the Hawkeyes coach lost, he'd pick up his 99th loss. The last time they played was on the day leaving 99 days left in the year. The Penn State coach can get his 42nd win or 20th loss. The QB for Penn State, McSorley, game 65 days after his birthday on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. So if only there wasn't this Nittany Lions narrative for the 7-1, but it really would. If with a Penn State win, they both become 6-2, and then the 62 ritual would really play out. And the one thing that lines up there though for Iowa is the Nittany Lions thing. So let's see if the stadium gives us any last clues. Beaver Stadium. Beaver Stadium. It doesn't. Nothing crucial there. It's probably most likely that both teams become 6-2. Penn State improves. Does this exist right here? I'm trying to, if they do this, like, if we can see the overall record, the history of the school. $125th season. They could get their 862nd win. So Iowa Hawkeyes. Why didn't that come up? Why did that not come up? I need the school history. Here we go. So they could potentially get their 617th win. Is that the 113th prime number? It is. So their next win is their 617th, which is the 113th prime. Maybe sometimes it's good to like look ahead at a college football team for more clues. Maybe next week, for example, they played a team with 113 name gematria, and then you'd be like, okay, that's got to be the one that they're going to get the 113th win against. Sometimes you can catch things like that and be like, okay, so they're going to lose this week and get next week. They got the Purdue Boilermakers next week. Boilermakers. What's that equal? Purdue. Oh, whoops, I didn't spell that right. Purdue Boilermakers. Let's see. Well, I was hoping there'd be a 1-1-3 there. Would have made it easier. But it's probably likely that they both become 6-2 in light of how many 62s line up on this game. If I was going to place a bet, I think I'd put my money there. There is a whole lot of 62 coming out in the decode. So, but the one scary thing is the Nittany Lions 71. It's the thing that makes it slightly dicey. All righty. So we had a Clemson request. Clemson. in that Clemson game here. Clemson, Florida State. This would be one of those huge upsets if Florida State won, even though they're at home. All right. Well, I'm doing the head-to-head here. I'm going to come to the chat in just a moment, and I'm going to ask you guys who the QBs are. But let's get the head-to-head here. Clemson, college football, head-to-head. Remember, Clemson just had that player sacrificed recently. Covered that. Player that was his death synced up perfectly with the upcoming championship. So Clemson, they're looking for their 717th win. It's the Florida State Seminoles. Going to be the 32nd game here. All right, 32nd game. And the record is... Hey, are you in this decode right now? It's I got to do this right now. I thought you were calling to give us some information on the decode, but you can join it. It's on Patreon right now. Yeah. All right, later, man. All right, Florida State, 31 games. Clemson leads 20-11. Double check it. Clemson leads 20-11. That's right. And how was our date numerology? So look at that, 21 date numerology. The date numerology usually reveals the most. That's why you like to find games where things sync up with the date numerology. Last night, Thursday Night Football was a prime example. So Clemson can get their 21st on 21 date numerology. That's jumping right away. That's big. I do not understand what's going on here with this glitch. Oh, it's because it's too big again. All right. All right. Let's look here at the coaches. We know Dabu Sweeney. Dabu Sweeney. It's his 139th game. What was it, 109th game? He is, 139th. Dominant record. Okay. Does Florida have that, does Florida equal 29? No, it doesn't. Florida does equal 65. It's on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. All right, Dabu Sweeney birthday. Let's see here. After this college game, you guys, let's do another sport. Just because the point of doing Friday Night Live decodes is to teach you guys the formula for how you look at this. And again, it's just a formula. It's always looking at the records, the head-to-head, the last time they played, the coaches' records. In college, unfortunately, you don't get the QB records, but you can still look at their birthdays, which sometimes tells a lot. Like last weekend, Washington State's, how it all lined up so nicely with them. But anyway, November 20th, he's got a birthday upcoming. Oh, I don't even need to do the calculator. It's on the 27th, so that means his birthday's in 24 days or a span of 25. Okay. The thing about that 109th win, it's going to drive me nuts, this glitch. 109 is the 29th prime number. And we know that big football number 29 there. All right, now we need the other coach. Oh, we also need some name gematria for Dabu Sweeney. Let's see. Dabu Sweeney. 58 thing going. Oh, look at that. Sweeney, 109. So big one for him. Big one for him. Florida State, they used to be the football school, but it's been a while. When I was growing up, it was all about Florida State. Like they were always dominant. All right. Who's the Florida State coach? Willie Taggart. Oh, just his 8th game with Florida State. Okay, he's first year with Florida State. All right. Four and 3, good football number. What was he all time? All time 105th game. He's 51 and 53. Okay. So let's double check our date numerology. Okay. I'm already telling you guys, I mean, the 21st win on the 21 date numerology, that's the hard thing to overlook usually in these things. It's probably going to happen. Check some of the numbers here. Clemson Tigers. Oh, Clemson Tigers, 75 date numerology. That's important. All right, so we got that. Let's check out the Florida State Seminoles. Florida State Seminoles. All right, 241, the 53rd prime. Well, that would be the upset narrative there. They improved to 5 and 3, but if it was like a date with 53 numerology, I'd be all over that. But doesn't seem likely the upset there. All right, let's look at the last time these two teams played, and we got to check out the QB birthdays. The last time they played was November 11th. Clemson beat them. Clemson's on a 3-game winning streak. Okay, November 11th, 2017. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get Willie Taggart's name before we measure from these games. Forgot to check out Willie Taggart's name gematria. All right. Got a good football name there. Taggart. It's got some football gematria. Willie. I feel like Willie's a name that nobody wants. Willie. All right. All right, let's measure from November 11th. Okay. To 50 weeks. 50 weeks. Why do I think that matters? That seems like that number matters to me. Dabu Sweeney's 50. 50 weeks since the last meeting. $50 since the last meeting. Dabu Sweeney. And again, it's Dabu Sweeney's 109th game. The 29th prime number. Football 29. Taggart had that 29 name gematria. Okay. All right, I'm coming to the chat for QB names. We got to check the QBs. FSU spelled out had the 88. Yeah, if we don't have a 88 date connection, so but maybe you're thinking about in terms of that underdog. But you know, every week they would have that. It's not like FSU always wins as an underdog. Yeah, I think Clemson definitely takes this game as well. The good point though about the death of that player, all the 27 connections. For what sport we do next, we can Willie D. Trevor Lawrence for Clemson, DeAndre Francis for FSU. Okay. Check to see if there's anything interesting here. Trevor Lawrence, October 6th. So the game's 21 days after his birthday. So, okay. So, and then to pick up the 21st win, 21 days after his birthday on the date with 21 numerology. So there's another 21 for old Clemson there. Trevor Lawrence, 71. With the upset, Clemson would fall to 7-1. But I don't think so. Whoops, that's not what I want. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Okay. Trevor Lawrence. Clemson QB. Game is 21 days after birthday. All right, so that's one of our notes. And then our other QB was, whoops. DeAndre Francois. Let's see here. February 12th. He's 21 years old. Born on the 43rd day of the year. Good day to be born for a football player. $257 days after his birthday, or 258 days. 257 is the 55th prime. That. Double checking the name gematria here. Just the right spelling for this guy. It's an interesting way to spell DeAndre. That's right. His name's got that 65 gematria like Florida. You think he's a Manchurian with that weird ass spelling? Huh. And these games are on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. Oh, can't type. All right. Well, the 21s line up nicely. Get the 21st win for Clemson over Florida State. The Clemson QB 21 days from the birthday. It's 21 date numerology. That's the that seems to be the strong narrative, because oftentimes the date numerology gives the big clue. The only thing that was interesting, if there was a prayer for Florida State, is that the Clemson QB's name sums to 71. But I don't think it's going to go that way there. So the over-under is right there at 50. This game seems to have to do a lot with Dabu Sweeney, which equals 50. What else was it that I said about 50? There's something else about 50 in this game. Did I not write it down? I swear there was some note about 50. How many, we should just measure how many days it was from, or that was October 3rd, so we died 24 days before the game. All right. Yeah, I think Clemson's a safe pick there. All right. Dave likes Clemson to go 7-1. A lot lines up for Dabu for that game. All right, you guys want to do a different sport here? You want to look at a basketball game or a hockey game? Nobody ever shows up. Everybody's always asking me to decode soccer, but nobody ever asked for a soccer decode in one of these games. We can do more college football, but what do you guys want to do? Do you want to do more college football, or do you want to do another sport? Yeah, that's a good point, Dave, about looking at Thursday and Friday night for college football. They're indicative of numbers to look for in the week. DeAndre Francois like Cam Newton. I haven't seen him play. Must be a big dude then. You guys want to see if LeBron James is going to go 3-3? Celtics versus Pistons? Okay, let's do Celtics versus Pistons, and then let's see if LeBron's going to go 3-3 with the Lakers. Hold on. All right. Celtics Pistons, huh? I'm guessing this is tomorrow. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, damn it. Why did it do that? I don't need all this. Let's see. All right, we need the Celtics Pistons head-to-head. They've played 373 games all time. The last one was February 23rd. Okay. Let's come up here and put this stuff up on the thing and start looking at it. The first thing, I like to just look at the team standings and think about what could happen with a loss. If the Celtics lost, they'd be 3-3. Massachusetts got that 33 gematria. This is going to be the 374th game. Yeah, it's too small. Let's just look at it this way. So the Pistons are going for their 136th win. The Celtics going for the 239th. Again, we got the same date numerology. Let's come back and think about our date numerology real quick. It's also on this same day. 75, 48, 21, 55, 37. Boston, Massachusetts is 55, but the game's not in Boston. Right, let's think about the team name gematria here. Detroit, we got 37 date numerology. This is our date numerology for this basketball game. All right, Detroit Pistons. Pistons with a win would become what? Oh, Pistons with a loss would become 4-1. Okay. All right. Detroit Pistons. Okay, thinking about the numbers. Detroit Pistons got that 85. That's a good basketball name. Basketball 85. Detroit Pistons is also 68 like basketball. That's interesting. Whoops. They got a real good basketball name there, the Detroit Pistons. Boston, also 85. They lead the NBA with the most championships. Celtics. Boston Celtics, 48. We got 48 date numerology. Okay, so Boston, Massachusetts, and Boston Celtics connect to the date numerology. Detroit also connects. Let's think about this. We got to look at the coaches. Celtics head coach, Brad Stevens. Check out his coaching record. All right, he's looking for his 225th win or 192nd loss. Let's start there. I guess I can just write down his record, then we'll know. 224 and 191. And Brad Stevens' birthday, October 22nd. So this is right after his birthday. Just turned 42 from Zionsville. Who's the Pistons head coach? Wayne Casey. All right, Dwayne Casey. First year at Detroit, huh? 4-0 start. Got a lot of games all time. Yeah, those numbers aren't going to be significant in this. Okay. Saw earlier that Pistons is 41. They could fall to 4-1. The Celtics, something else I'm thinking about. Celtics could improve to 4-2. Detroit's on the 42nd parallel. I'll show you Detroit's coordinates. I know this because of the whole Motown thing. Established in 59. Let's see here. Let's look at the last time. Or wait, where'd it go? Pistons, Celtics head-to-head. The last time they played was February 23rd. That's what we said, right? Okay, let's see how many days ago that last game was last season. $35 weeks in a day. Celtics have that 35 gematria. Gotta use your S exception. 35 weeks later, Celtics have won the last two. Notice the last time the Pistons beat the Celtics, it was a date with 55 numerology and 75 numerology. This date had 55 and 75 numerology, just like this date. So that's interesting. And in case you're going, how do you just the math? 11 plus 27, 38, plus 20, 58, plus 17, 75, or 11 plus 27 plus 17, which is 55. That game was also in Detroit. No. That game was in Boston. And the Pistons beat them with 118 points. Notice Celtics is 118. Good score to beat the Celtics with by the numbers. But yeah, that would have surprised me, in the moment at that game, because 55 date numerology, Boston, Massachusetts, 55. It was in Boston, and they got the L. So the Celtics have won the last two at Detroit. The Pistons' next one will be their 136th, which is the 16th triangular number. The Celtics' next one's their 239th, which is the 52nd prime. Trying to think about how those numbers sync up with the date, if they do. Who's the star player of the Pistons these days? Okay, so Emil has a thought in light of how the NBA and NFL synced up. Brad Stevens' loss would be his 192nd. NFL has Sumerian gematria of 192. And the Patriots' last loss was against Detroit, the Boston area team. The Pistons play the Celtics on the 30th, 3 days later in Boston. That's very interesting. So that'll be a date with 40, 50, 58, and 78 numerology. Boston Celtics got that 78 connection. That game will be on a date with 78 numerology. This game's on a date with 48 numerology. Just thinking, this is the 73rd NBA season. With a Pistons loss, they become 4-1, where Pistons equals 41. So does home. Pistons 41, home 41. Just thinking about it some more. What day was that Lions Patriots box score? What day was that? It was Sunday Night Football, September 23rd. So 34, span of 35 days. Next game is I don't see the clue that puts it over the top for this game. I have a feeling though the Celtics are going to get this road win and make the Pistons 4-1 at home, because there's some rhyme and reason to that riddle, and then them becoming 4-2 on the 42nd parallel. See if Blake Griffin's the biggest star on the Pistons now. I can't believe they're 4-0. Let's see what's up with Blake Griffin here. March 16th. What I say? Who's going for the Pistons could get their 136th win, which is the 16th triangular number. See how many days it is from Blake Griffin's birthday. Let's see here. So it's 225 days after his birthday, or his 226th day of his age. Big time number. It's his name, gematria, Blake Griffin. Griffin. Blake Griffin, 71. Celtics, 71. JR Smooth says Pistons are going to win, Zach, 5-0. What's your deal with that, JR? Why are the Pistons going to be 5-0? Yeah, his confidence in the I see you guys talking about his confidence in the Giants game. It wasn't even a good alignment. I mean, I think more lined up for the Falcons that game. So I don't know why he was so confident about that game. I think it's because he's a Giants fan. JR Smooth, where's your Blake Griffin scored 50 the other night? Well, these things are important. These things are important. What night did he do that? Did he do this? Hold on. All right, knows Blake Griffin's 224. I think he did this 224 days after his birthday. Was it this game? No, 26 there. I don't see it. Okay, that was against the 76ers. Well, no, it wouldn't have been on his 224th day. It was before that. It's 221st day. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that is very interesting that he scored 50. Yeah, there's no big tells in this game. But that 50 is interesting if that's indicative of them starting off the season 5-0. Celtics would fall to 3-3, Massachusetts 33. Let's see here. Lakers, Spurs. This is a game I'm interested in right here. I got to see if they're going to have LeBron start out 3-3. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Spurs got this 33 gematria. They do. So good team to go 3-3 against. Because you guys know that LeBron is 33 and James is 33, right? Lakers got those 16 championships, another 33. Lakers and Celtics have 33 combined championships. If you guys missed LeBron got his first win 67 days before his birthday, and then he got his second win on the day leaving 67 days left in the year. You know, he's King James, King of the West. West has this 67 thing going too. He started off 1-3, like how King James became a king at 13 months of age. Don't forget, King's also 41, the 13th prime. They made the Nuggets 4-1 on the season. But Let's see here. Let's see what the Spurs and Lakers head-to-head is. So the Lakers' next win will be their 82nd win. Big number there in pro basketball. 82-game season. Pro basketball is 82. Let's see. They've already played once this year, huh? So the Spurs got the better of them just days earlier. So it'll be 5 days later. That game was at LA. So 5 days later, I think King James gets his revenge 5 days later. The only thing is 5 does have that connection to 24, but what I'm looking here at is the 542, like LeBron James 42. So yeah, the Celtics have good numbers for the rematch. There's a nice Boston Celtics alignment for the rematch game. This game tomorrow, I see a little rhyme and reason with them falling to 4-1 at home. Celtics will probably be the team in the East, but that Blake Griffin going for 50, that has me going, yeah, that could be indicative that they're going to start the season 5-0. Those are the types of things you want to know. Yeah, LeBron's 33 right now too. So Blake equals 50 in reverse. Oh, when you use the E exception, I see it, because right here it would be 18 more. Yeah, if you guys are gonna use the oh, whoops, I didn't hit the right one. I need this one. Yeah, the exceptions are important. That is very interesting that Blake's 50 in reverse. Is this his first full season? Here, I guess he's on here. I forget what year he went to Detroit. Was that last year or 2 years ago? I can't stand watching the NBA, so I'm not up on it like I used to be. So he went there last year, so this is going to be his first full season with the team. Okay. Yeah, maybe they do start 5-0 as a tribute to Blake and his 50-point game. I think those are some good observations there. Great work, everybody. For the Lakers at Spurs, I got to like LeBron getting to 3-3 again against the Spurs. In case you guys missed what I was saying, Spurs is 33. Spurs got this 42 thing. Rematch 5 days later, 5-42. LeBron James 42. James 33. LeBron 33. Lakers with their 16 championships, 16-33. So I like. Let's also. Every game is pretty much synced up with LeBron's birthday. So let's see here. His birthday is December 30th, in case you don't know that. So span of 65 days, 64 days later. 2 months and 3 days. Yeah, I like LeBron getting to 3-3 against the Spurs. Triple-double equals 74. I never noticed that before. Triple-double 74. Must be in a different cipher. Triple-double 74. Because normally I just look at the base ciphers. Triple-double has that 1-1-3 thing going with the exceptions. Like the National Basketball Association. LeBron gets his first win and the opponent goes down with 113 points. Gotta love it. 131-113. Yeah, I can't watch the NBA either. It just is so terrible to watch. Nobody plays any defense. It's like, yeah, it's just awful. All right, you guys want to go back to college football? Florida, Georgia. Huh? Okay, I know college football is your guys' thing on Friday night. Let's do it. Florida, Georgia. Or hold on, I got to get to me, if I was a gambling man, what I would do is I would just look at games, I'd decode until I found the ones that had the nice alignment. Be like, okay, that's the kind of game I want to play on. That's the kind of game I want to play on. Sometimes you can't find it. So, Florida, Georgia. That's not the one. Okay. Is this week 9 of college football? Is it week 9? Doesn't college start 1 week before the NFL? Because none of these teams have that many games played. Everybody have a bye week? That's what I've been confused about all night. How come nobody has, nobody has 8 games played yet? But I swear to God, they started a week before the NFL. Say up here. It is week 9. How come nobody has? Baylor does. No, that's because they already played this week. I'm so confused about this. Anyway, it is week 9 for college football. So that's something we should have been taking into account for our college football decodes. It's just the numbers that are associated with 9. We were looking at 21 being a big number in the Clemson game. But we should have been looking at this all night. Always look at the week numbers. It's just like how last night in football, we talked about how 31 was a big number. 8 equals 31. Houston 31. They became 3-1 at home, if I'm not mistaken. Things we were looking at yesterday. So, okay, let's come back here to our college football decode. Let me see if I close this and reopen it, if it'll stop doing this glitch thing it's doing. I've never seen this glitch before, ever. It's just so weird. What in the world? Okay. All right, so I'm going to get the head-to-head here for Florida and Georgia. And what I need from you guys is the QBs when I come to the chat. So have that ready for me when I come ask. But you guys can also practice along here. So Florida and Georgia. Let's just try it this way. Florida college football reference. I need the head-to-head. All right, so this is going to be the 97th matchup. Too small, I got to make this text bigger. 97th match. And that means Florida leads 51-43-2. Again. 51-43-2. Come back and look at our date numerology. So no one could get a win that syncs with the date numerology. All right. Remember that Georgia equals 44. So their next win is going to be a big one. Their next win will be their 44th. And this game is in Georgia. So that's big. See here. All right, we need to look up the head coaches. Dan Mullen. Let's check out his name gematria real quick, see if he's got any gems. Dan Mullen, he's got the 48 thing going. Remember, we got 48 date numerology. Okay. I wonder if he's related to Chris Mullen. Let's see here. For you younger guys, Chris Mullen used to be in the NBA. Trying to think what you called Chris Mullen's haircut. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is his first year with Florida. All right. He's 6-1 all time, 75 and 47. So he could stay on 75 on a date with 75 numerology. That's interesting. That would be indicative of Georgia getting that 44th win. How about Dan Mullen's birthday? Dan Mullen birthday, April 27th, 117th day of the year. Let's see here. So the game's 183 days after his birthday, a span of 144. All right. We should check the school names real quick, see. Gators. Gators got the 37 connection. We got 37 date numerology. Florida, 65. It's the day leaving 65 days left in the year. All right. Should make notes about this. Georgia's also 37. Georgia Bulldogs. Remember that Georgia has the 62 connection. In all the games we're looking at, we've seen 62 come up. There might be a theme this week with 62, but I don't know how that would connect to the date. Let me see if there's anything in October 27th. Let's see it. Georgia. Okay, we know what's up with them getting their 44th win. Bulldogs. Something worth thinking about is that Bulldogs, am I spelling that right? Is that how you spell Bulldogs? I mean, I'm putting 2 G's in there. That's what's wrong. It's like if it was Snoop Dogg's Georgia Bulldogs. Okay, Bulldogs. Good name for football. 29-43, just like football. 251, the 53rd. Oh, no, 54th prime. 54th prime. What was our over-under here? Georgia's a 1-point favorite. Florida could become 6-2 against Georgia. That's important. Okay, that's important. And then again, with a loss, Georgia would become 6-2. But this looks like the kind of game that's ripe for getting a symbolic win. 2 top 10 teams. Be a big win for Georgia at home. It is week 9. Florida's the 9 seed. Let's see here. All right, we got to come back to the coaches. We looked at Dan Mullen. He's got a little connection with the date. He could get his 48th loss on a date with 48 numerology. That's important. That's a big one. All right, who's the Georgia football coach here? Kirby Smart. That's right, Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, 71. With a win, he would become 7-1. Okay. You can look at the rest of his name too, Kirby and Smart. Kirby's 65, leaving 65 days left in the year. Symbolic game against Florida for Kirby if he gets that W. Smart's also 71. How about that? He's got the double 71 thing going. Doubling up. Smart's also 37 date numerology. Like Georgia's 37. He's got a good name to coach Georgia. Okay. Let's get Kirby Smart's birthday. December 23rd. He's 42 years old. $57 days before his birthday, or a span of 58 days. Let's see, what else do we got here? His coaching record. It's going to be his 36th game, going for his 28th win or 9th loss. There wasn't any connection in the date numerology to 28. It's interesting that he's on 27 wins on the 27th, but I think he's going for number 28 here. Okay, so we got our coach information. We got, let's come back and look at the team name gematria. Gators. Florida Gators. All right, we need the QBs now. That's the only missing ingredient here. We got to take a look at our QBs and see if they give us anything. Jonathan says, never trust Georgia in a big game. I know that's Jonathan's region of the country. Jonathan knows his local sports down there. But they got to get that symbolic 44th win at some point. They got to get big 44. 8/26/2018 was the date of the Madden shooting. That was in Jacksonville. What were we just looking at with 8/26? Maybe you guys have time. Yeah, Kirby Smart came from Alabama. We were talking about that last year in the college championship. 62 days from the Madden shooting. Okay. Oh, this game's in Jacksonville. This game is in Jacksonville. Okay. Yeah, it is. Why are they playing there? That's not where they normally play, is it? Just looking at the stadium, see if we got any clues there. We know Jacksonville's got that 43 thing going. Jacksonville, Florida, 151, the 36th prime. Florida's getting a +7, not a +1. Well, this is the most up to date, I think. Sometimes the lines change based on how the money is, but ESPN's current has them at a +1. Why is this game though in Jacksonville? Is it like due to weather? It looks like it's called TIAA Bank Field now. What was I just saying about 36 with this game? Looking for some 36 thing. His 36th game in the stadium with the 151, the 36th prime gematria. Okay. Who had the QBs here? Okay, we got Felipe Franks. I remember this name. It is really weird that the game is in Florida in light of it being the day leaving 65 days left in the year. That is strange that they're playing in Florida. Oh, Florida, Georgia's always in Jacksonville. Huh, interesting. Let's look at all right, let's do this then. Let's look at the history of when Georgia's at home. It's whenever they play, they always meet in that stadium. Okay, good information, JR Smooth. It must be a typo by ESPN. All right, so I got one QB name. I need the Georgia QB is probably the same guy that was in the championship last year, huh? Felipe Franks' disastrous performance against Georgia last year feels like a distant memory. We're going to have to go back and look at that game. We're going to have to look at that one. So his he's 20 years old. He's got a birthday coming up. He's going to turn 21. Let's see what we got here. What was it, December 22nd? These names these guys got. Felipe Franks. So the game's 57 days after his birthday, or a span of 58 days. Okay. Hey, that's too small. All right. And what's the name of the Georgia QB? I can't think of his name right now. I know it if I heard it. Jake Fromm, that's his name. Jake Fromm. He didn't get passed, did he? Is Jake Fromm still the starter? Did this Fields dude pass him? Here, I'll come to you guys. You guys will know. Neutral ground. So Jake Fromm is still the starter at Georgia. Okay. I forgot to check the gematria on Felipe Franks. Make sure we got the right spelling. So Felipe Franks is 71. Felipe Franks is 71. That's important. With a Florida upset, they would become 7-1. So that's important. We got to consider this. My goodness. All right, Felipe Franks. All right, now we need Jake Fromm. July 30th. July 30th date with 37 numerology. Georgia 37. Good birthday. So game's 89 days after his birthday, or a span of 90 days. So Jake Fromm's gematria. Jake Fromm got that 151 thing going on like the stadium. Holds Jake. All right, let's look at the we got to look at the last time they played. Where did I put that at? Isn't that still up here? Where did I put it? All right. Georgia football head-to-head. College football reference. All right, we got to see how long it's been since the last time they played. Florida can get their 52nd win. They could do it over Jake Fromm, who has this 52 connection. We should make a note about that. Jake Fromm could give them their 52nd. Okay, we want to see how long it's been since they last played and what the score was. So last time they played 42-7, it was a whooping. That was on a date with 55 and 75 numerology, just like this year. It's almost exactly a year ago. So it was exactly 52 weeks ago. 52 weeks ago, it was October 28, 2017. Same date numerology. Okay. All right, so let's think about it. Let's think about it here. Every time they play in that same damn place in Jacksonville, Florida. I find that so interesting. We should think about that. They're both SEC. Maybe there's something in the SEC numbers. SEC 27 on the 27th. What's it stand for? Southeastern Conference? Southeastern Conference. 253, the 22nd triangular number. 22 men on the football field. The ultimate football conference for college football. Let's see here. Let's go back and look. So, okay, again, it's on the day leaving 65 days left in the year. Florida equals 65, so does Kirby. It's a date with 37 numerology, Gators 37, Georgia 37, Smart 37. Florida could become 6-2 against Georgia, Georgia 62. Then again, Georgia could fall to 6-2 as well. Week 9. I don't remember if there's any 42s riding on this game. What's Kirby Smart have a 42 connection? No, he didn't. All right, so this is the 97th match. Florida leads 51-43-2. They could get their 52nd win playing 52 weeks later, beating Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm equals 52. In light of the game being 52 weeks later, that is really interesting. Georgia 44. Their next win's their 44th. That's going to be symbolic. If only the date numerology helped us out here. Okay, let's come back. Dan Mullen, the Florida coach. Dan Mullen equals 48. We got 48 date numerology. It's his 8th game with Florida. He's 6-1. All-time 75-47. See, this is what concerns me here about Florida. If he loses, he stays at 75 all-time wins on a date with 75 numerology, and he picks up his 48th loss on a date with 48 numerology. That's the Florida coach. So, you know, To me, that's concerning there for Florida. Kirby Smart, Georgia coach. Kirby Smart, 71. Smart, 71. He could be 7-1 with a win. He's a relatively young coach. He's trying to get back to the championship. 57 days before birthday or a span of 58. Scottish Rite number, Freemasonry number, important numbers to football. 36th game, he is 27-8. With a loss, he'd stay at 27 wins on the 27th day of the month. Felipe Franks, the QB for Florida, has the 57-58 day thing going too. Felipe Franks is also 71. He could be 7-1 with a win. He got wasted by 42-7 a year earlier. And then Jake Fromm. And we talked about how Jake Fromm equals 52. Let's see what his surname alone equals. Fromm is 65. Aha. Day leaving 65 days left in the year. Okay, that's important to note. And the other thing I just noticed about Fromm is, in light of this being the 97th game, 97 is the 25th prime, and Fromm also equaled 25. I saw that. So, ooh, it's tight. Remember, the date numerology is the exact same for this game as it was for last year's when they blew them out by 35 points. The coaches, I think the coaches are the most important thing in college football. And the coaches' records here suggest that this is Georgia's game. And Georgia gets their 44th win. Again, a big one. Let's see our gematria for 44. '44th win. Let me take it out to the chat, see if you guys got any brilliant thoughts here. Georgia leads 51-43. Really? I got that backwards? That's important if I got that backwards. Hold on. I got to see with my own eyes. Yeah, you're right. I did have it backwards. I was getting dyslexic. So Georgia leads 51-43-2. Thank you for correcting me on that. That was huge that I had that backwards. Well, that makes me like Georgia even more because Jake Fromm's 52. It's 52 weeks later after the blowout on the same date numerology. Okay, that was a big mistake I had there. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, let's fix that. Georgia. So I like Georgia in this game. 52 weeks later, they get the 52nd win. Florida stays at 43 wins. Florida's 43. The coach records suggest that Georgia wins. This makes more sense to me now. Georgia gets the 52nd win. 52 weeks later, they got Jake Fromm at the QB 52. Do you guys disagree? I mean, to me, I like that now for Georgia. I'm liking the 52 weeks later. Hey, you guys, you shouldn't fight here in the chat. I mean, everybody who signed up here is somebody that obviously cares about this research, wants to learn more. I know it's like, you get a group of guys in a room, even if it's a virtual room, there's always the ego pissy match. But I mean, really, you should just look at it as like we're a team here. We're the Gematria Sports Decoding team. We're the people willing to come out on a Friday night and take this thing to the next level. So, yeah, it's looking good for Georgia now that we got the records right. That was a big one. Hey, I'll say this about J.R. Smoove, though. He's been doing this a long time, so he's worth listening to. He's like me. He doesn't get everything right, but he's usually right. So I like the Georgia alignment, though. Got to make sure I get the stats up there right. Felipe, 58. 58 days from the birthday. Nice. So, all right. Well, if he called you out, just, forget it, man. I'll vouch for you. J.R. Smooth's been doing this a long time, but I see we just had an out at home plate. I just had to flip on the game here, see what's going on. Double play out at the plate. Woo, that's the thing that'll get the fans stoked. All right, Marty, go out. I got a long. Oh, man. I wish my shoulder wasn't busted. I miss throwing balls around. All right, what do you guys want to do next? What's the next game up on the menu? My girlfriend's not calling me, so it looks like she's staying out later. It would be hilarious if it went to the 13th inning again. But you know what? With 89 being a big number, 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. Let's see if it makes it past the 11th. 89 is a huge number on this game, on this whole series. That's a very cool observation, Jeremy. Jeremy in the chat, JHW3D, he's been doing the sports decodes for about as long as anyone I'm aware of. I literally just turned on the game. I just turned on the game just to see what was going on, and that's the first thing I saw. So I guess good timing for me. That was pretty funny. And now that I think about it, the score's 1-1, huh? That's kind of like 11. So 89, the 11th Fibonacci. We haven't done an NHL all night. We can do an NHL. Pick a game. Oh, somebody said Kentucky, Missouri. Well, were we confident about that Penn State game? I think we did like Penn State to win that one. I'm liking Georgia. Penn State game was a little bit dicier, but all right, let's do an NHL. We can do Kentucky, Missouri too. I got at least another hour here, as long as my girlfriend doesn't. I think she'll stay out till at least 10. We'll do a Kentucky, Missouri, but let's take a little break and do an NHL game. NHL. All right. Well, we like the Lakers. We like the Lakers to beat the Spurs. That's a game you could throw in there. We like Georgia. Penn State's a little shaky, but we think they're going to get it. Game seems to be all about 62, and both teams becoming 6-2. Washington versus Calgary. Okay. Okay, that's not what I want. Who's Calgary playing again? Washington. All right, let's see up here. What day do they play? They don't play tomorrow? Oh, there they are. All right, so 5-5 and 4-3. I mean, the 96th game here. All right. All right, 96th game. Let's see. Oops. So Calgary leads 45-36. I hate this extra stat. Overtime loss. 45-36-13-1. So we know that tomorrow has 37 date numerology, right? We know that tomorrow's got the 37 date numerology. So we see a possibility with 37. That means the Capitals could get their 37th win. That's something right there. Let's see. Capitals. Capitals equals 27. The game's on the 27th. Washington Capitals, Flames, Calgary. Calgary Flames 75, 75 date numerology. Alrighty, about just Calgary alone. Okay. Let's go back to the head-to-head. Let's see when they last played each other. Oh, do we not get that kind of stuff here? They don't do that for the hockey reference, huh? Let's see. Capital schedule. See if they already played each other this year. Probably not. Alrighty. That's the preseason. Where's the season start? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Played 10 games. All right, so this is where the games. Wait, preseason? How can it be? All right, well, We'd have to go back and look at their record, their schedule last year. They haven't played this year anyway. 2017-18 Capital schedule. Let's see if we can figure this out quickly. Let's see. Flames. Last year they had 0-2. Last year they were 0-2 against the Flames. The last time they played was November 20th. Oops. 2017. 341 days ago. Remember? 117 goes in. Yeah. Okay. Well, now what we got to look at are the coaches here. All right. Calgary Flames coach Bill Peters. Bill Peters coaching record. So he has 142 wins and 143 losses with Calgary. This is his first season with Calgary. All right, let's see. I can look at this. Washington Capitals. What would be interesting about him getting his 143rd win and becoming 143 and 143 against Washington is that, George Washington is part of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry where their headquarters are. So that would be a great team to have a record of 143 and 143 against. But then again, the Capitals can get that 37th win on the 37th. Let's see here. Whoops. Where was that at? Bill Peters. Let's check out his name, Gematria. Peters. Bill Peters. Okay. And we need the Washington Capitals coach, Todd Reardon. Okay. Todd Reardon coaching record. He's a player as a coach. These are player stats. Where's his coaching stats? Did this just happen? Why is he not coming up? All right, what in the world? How come I cannot find Is this not the right guy? All right, there we go. Todd Reardon. So he just started coaching. Okay, so he's 4-3, 47 years old. June 25th birthday. He's got the George Orwell birthday. Let's see. June 25th, 2018 to nothing crucial there with the birthday. Tom Reardon. What's the other dude's name? Bill Peters' birthday. Let's see if he's got anything going on here. May 1st. He's 52 years old. $179 weeks. It's the 41st prime. That Reardon coach, his name has that 44 gematria. He could potentially fall to 4-4 with a loss. His name right. Let's see here. Something I'm overlooking. Calgary Flames. 8 connection. Flames. Capitals. The Flames with the win would become 6-5 on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year. All right, so it's the 96th game. I'm just thinking that's a big number there with Stanley Cup. Doesn't really help us out in this game. Calgary leads 45, 36, 13-1. The Capitals could get their 37th win on a date with 37 numerology. Oftentimes, the date numerology is the big clue. Capitals equals 27. The game's on the 27th. For the Flames, Calgary Flames 75 date numerology. Bill Peters, the Calgary coach, could become 143 and 143 all time with a win. Again, Scottish Rite Freemasonry equals 143. Headquarters of Scottish Rite in Washington, D.C. for North America. So that would be a very fitting record after playing that team. Flames would become 6-5 on day, leaving 65 days left in a year with a win. And Todd Reardon, who's the coach of the Capitals, he could become 4-4 with a loss. And the ties as well. The only thing that trips me up on this one is the fact that the Capitals can get their 37th win on a date with 37 numerology. That one, Capitals. Ooh. That coach, though, becoming 4-4 in his first season, matching his name gematria, that has some rhyme and reason to it, too. If there wasn't this piece right here, I would say that this looks good for the Flames, but this is the one thing that scares me a little bit. Let me take it out to the chat. Flames 56, the reflection is 65. So you're saying they could fall to 5 and 6? Yeah, that is a good point there. That is a good point. Yeah, so it's Capitals are the defending champions. Alex Ovechkin is one of the big stars in the league. You could look at how far it is from his birthday. December 17th. So that means the game's 40 days after his birthday, or a span of 41 days. Calgary got the 41 thing. Yeah, not a clear call on that one. Not clear. No, I wouldn't bet in a parlay. So you think the line's in favor of the Caps? Well, that 37th win on the date with 37 numerology, oftentimes the date numerology proves to be the biggest clue. So if the line also seems that way to you, that's a good point about Flames 56, Washington, D.C. 56. That is a good point there, Sports Gematria. Plus that 37 thing. Yeah, and then if we got the line thing also, yeah, perhaps it is the Capitals game then. The date numerology says it is. All righty. You guys want to look at another one here? What's the next call? What's the next thing we're looking at? What is the next thing? I know there was another college football game request a minute ago. Kaiser Soze from The Usual Suspects. Kaiser Soze. Try and find that college football game that we had requested. Kentucky versus Mizzou. Kentucky versus Mizzou. Okay, let's go there. All right. So Kentucky's ranked. All right. Kentucky football reference. Wait a minute. That's not what I want. I want the head-to-head. Missouri. Where's it at? Missouri. Wow, they've only played each other this many times? That's surprising. So just right away, when I'm looking at this, since this is going to be the 9th meeting, the big number with 9 is 45, right? The 9th triangular number is 45. And Kentucky can become 4 and 5. No. Missouri could become 4 and 5. So that's already weighing on my mind. That's already weighing on my mind there. 9 and 45 are like peas in a pod. This will be the 9th meeting. Kentucky leads 5 to. Is that what it was? All right, so Kentucky leads 5 to 3. That is right. The last time they played, let's see when the last time they played was. October 7th, 2017. What is that, 54 weeks ago? $55 weeks ago. 55 weeks. Okay. With the Missouri upset, they would be 4 and 5. 45, the 9th triangular number. That's played 55 weeks ago. What was the score of that game? So Kentucky's on a 3-game winning streak. Before that, it was a 3-game losing streak. October 7th, 2017, that was the date. All right, so let's check out the gematria here, see if that tells us anything. Kentucky has a good football numbers too. Wildcats. Wildcats. Wildcats is 53. They're 5-3 right now. Missouri Tigers. Missouri Tigers 75. We got 75 date numerology. That up here. All right, let's look at the coach records. Missouri Tigers football coach. All sorts of things wrong here. Is the current coach Barry Odom? Looks like it's Barry Odom. Barry Odom coaching record. He is 15-17. Can be his 33rd game. Tigers 33. Okay. That's a big one. So it's going to be a symbolic home game here that could beat a ranked opponent. And again, I'm just telling you that 4 and 5 thing. That's a biggie. All right. Barry Odom. We got a birthday here. November 26th. Here, I can just do that in my head. So, those games and his birthday's in 42nd birthday in 30 days or a span of 31. Name gematria. Odom. Barry Odom. Barry Odom 48 date numerology. Here. I'm gonna need the QBs in just a moment. Mark Stoops coaching record. '70th game. He could get his 33rd win or his 38th loss. Okay. If he won, he'd stay on 37 losses on a date with 37 numerology. Seven losses on 37 date numerology. How about his name gematria? Mark Stoops. Stoops. All right, let's see here. So between the coaches, it's interesting because Barry Odom, it's his 33rd game. He's the coach of the Tigers. Tigers 33. He could get his 16th win. 16 has the gematria of 33. His name Odom also equals 16. But then the other coach, Mark Stoops, he's going for his 33rd win. Potentially against the Tigers 33. So that's some definite rhyme and reason to it. And then staying on those 37 losses on a 37-day. Let's see if the QBs can give us what we need to put it over the top here. Come out to the chat. Missouri QB Drew Lock. Kentucky QB Terry Wilson. Thank you. Oh, and you already got the birthdays, huh? Oh, but you couldn't find it for Terry. Up here so people can see. So Drew Lock, November 10th, 1996. He's coming up on his 22nd birthday. All right, let's see here. "14 days before his birthday, or a span of 15 days. Drew Lock. Drew Lock's 37. Okay. All right. That's Drew Lock. And what was the other guy's name? Terry Wilson? Terry Wilson. So we can find it somewhere. Terry Wilson birthday. Somebody get it? Is Drew Lock, is he good? Here's a different Terry Wilson. Should we use his birthday? He'd be old as hell. How old would he be? 95. Terry Wilson, QB, Kentucky. Dual threat quarterback. He wears number 33. Something else we should be looking at here is what numbers these guys wear. They're both number 3. It's number 3 versus number 3. This game's all about 33. Okay. Where's his birthday? 5 things to know. How about his birthday? I need a birthday. He originally signed with Oregon. These guys are all over the place. Well, no birthday there. Last week we had to work hard for that Washington State University quarterback. When we found it, it was the payoff. So Kentucky ended a big losing streak this year against Florida. Quarterback Terry Wilson threw for 18 yards on just 3 of 9 passing. Is that even possible? "18 yards passing. Those are like the worst passing statistics I've ever seen. Let me see. Terry Wilson, 65. It's the day leaving 65 days left in the year. Hmm. Missouri have the Kentucky. Okay, that's interesting. So the game's 110 days after Mark Stoops' birthday, and Kentucky equals 110. I find that really interesting there that it's 110 days after the Kentucky coach's birthday. The only thing though is that win record could be 4-5 in the ninth game. I mean, it doesn't always go that way. Okay. Yeah, this riddle is interesting. Barry Odom's 33rd game. Again, he's the Tigers coach. Tigers equals 33. He could get his 16th win, which has the 33 connection. His name is right for the date numerology, but then Mark Stoops, the Kentucky coach, he can get his 33rd win against the Tigers, and he could do it 110 days after his birthday, where Kentucky's 110. So, I think normally when the dates with the birthdays point to the team, that's normally a very positive indicator. I think that probably means that Kentucky's coach gets his 33rd win over the Tigers in Barry Odom's 33rd game with the Tigers. Here's what I'm missing. I know what's not up there that I need to see. I need to see the team records. That's what's missing. Utah's putting it on UCLA. Woo. Okay. Missouri's the big favorite at home. Okay, let's see here. So, what's interesting about the possibility of Missouri winning is if they won, they'd become 5-3, which is a lot like 53, the 16th prime number. He would pick up his 16th win. Yeah. Here, Columbia, Missouri. Let me go out to the chat and see if you guys have a thing. See if anybody has an icebreaker there. Yeah, after we noticed the thing about 56, I think the Capitals over the Flames is a fair pick. So I don't feel so torn once we had the 56 revelation. So you think Terry Wilson's birthday is January 14th? Let's just see what that looks like measuring from that date. Good research there. Hopefully it's right. But, if we see a happy birthday on that date on Twitter, I think that might be. So it's 41 weeks. It's 41 weeks. Wildcats. Wildcats is also 37 if you do the S exception. Should put that in the notes there. Okay. You know, this one's tough. This is a close call, but ultimately, I'm thinking about what makes the most sense. Again, it's the 9th meeting. There's oftentimes a relationship with 45 and 9. If Missouri gets the win, they become 4 and 5 against Kentucky, which is like 45. They also become 5 and 3, which is like 53, the 16th prime number. Odom equals 16, the coach of Missouri. And it would be their 33rd game. His 33rd game. Tigers 33. So I think that's a strong riddle there. But on the flip side, the problem here, Mark Stoops, the Kentucky coach, can get his 33rd win over the Tigers. And he can do it 110 days after his birthday, where Kentucky's 110. The Missouri QB has the 37 name gematria. Terry Wilson, the game might be 41 weeks after his birthday. Terry Wilson. Name that goes with the date. Yeah. Look at it one more time. Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats have this 231 gematria, which is the 21st triangular. We have 21 date numerology. Missouri Tigers, they connected the date too. 201 is a little bit like 21. Yeah, it's another tight narrative, but the narrative that's more mathematical is Missouri getting the win. More mathematics to it. So let me see here. All right, you guys, it's a tight narrative there on that football game. You guys want to look at another one? You want to take a peek at another game? Or do you guys want to call it a night? We've been going for about 3 hours. Texas versus Oklahoma State. Okay, we'll do 2 more, and then we'll call it a night. We'll do Texas versus Oklahoma State and Utah Jazz versus Pelicans. Texas versus Oklahoma State. The basketball one won't take long. Here, I want to look at it in ESPN here. Actually, I didn't want to look at it on this. Let's get over here. Texas. No, not A&M. Where's the next one? Okay. All right, let's see here. Texas Longhorns, college football, head-to-head. So this is going to be the 33rd game. Hello, 33 again. And they lead 24-8. Texas leads Oklahoma State. The last time they played, October 21st. So that was 53 weeks ago, 1 year and 1 week. Texas, whoa, Texas on a 3-game losing streak. Okay. They lost 10-13. Oops. Texas is on a 3-game losing streak. Let's see when the last time they won was. November 15th, 2014. That was the same day my house got burglarized. That was the worst day of my life. Let's see. Woo! 206 weeks ago. It's funny. Okay. So, in light of it being 53 weeks ago, Oklahoma State, if they won again, would become 5-3 on the season. Something to think about. Let's look at the coaches here. Actually, let's just start with some team gematria, see if anything jumps out at us. Texas Longhorns. So Texas Longhorns, we're talking about the day that leaves 65 days left in the year. Okay. The Longhorns. And are Oklahoma State, are they the Oklahoma's the Sooners? What are the Oklahoma State? Are they the Cowboys? Is that what they are? Yeah, Cowboys. Okay. Okie dokie. Oklahoma State got the 75 thing. We got 75 date numerology. Okay. Cowboys 33. All right. So both teams have a little connection to the date. It's the 33rd game. Cowboys equals 33. It is week 9. Cowboys could get their 9th win. It'd be a big upset. They're not ranked, and Texas is 6. But I mean, anytime there's a 53 connection on a football game, you got to give that a thought because, most people don't have a clue. Like most people don't understand gematria. So this doesn't, they never think of any of this. They don't know that the shape of the football is the vesica Pisces, and vesica Pisces equals 53. So that's a biggie right there. This would be a big old win. Boone Pickens Stadium. What's up with Boone Pickens? Let's see if there's any clues here. Boone Pickens Stadium. Clearwater. Clearwater 65. They leaving 65 days left in the year. Okay. Clearwater OK's. Huh, that's just like the team name. That's interesting. I'm starting to believe. Let's see. All right. I'm going to do the coaches, and then in a minute, I'm going to come to you guys for the QBs. Past my bedtime. Let me see. Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy, 44. Oklahoma State could fall to 44. Birthday's August 12th. Let's see what's up with that. The game is 76 days after his birthday. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma equals 76. It does. That's big. That's a big one right there. All right. His coaching record. His next win will be his 119th. Okay. Who's our other coach here? Tom Herman. He's 13-7. Texas. Tom Herman, 44. Both coaches are 44. That's interesting. It is his 47th game all time. Big old 47. He could get his 37, the 12th prime. He could get his 12 lots on a date with 37 numerology. And what's his birthday here? Tom Herman. June 2nd. I just feel like the number 62 just keeps coming up all night. June 2nd. 147 days. Woo, big numbers. 21 weeks, 21 date numerology. How old was Mike Gundy? It's 51. All right. What do we have going on here? Texas Longhorns. All right, I'm coming to you guys for the QBs. Let's see. What do we got for QBs here? Oklahoma State QB Taylor Cornelius. Not sure about the birthday. Sam Ellinger, September 30th. So, sure we got the right spelling here for these dudes. Thank you for getting the QBs. Appreciate that help all night, you guys. Okay, we do got the right spelling. So the game is 27 days after his birthday, or a span of 28. Sam Ellinger, he's got that 111 like October. Ellinger. Sam's a big 33 number. Sam's also 48, 48, and 21. So Sam's got some numbers. What jersey number does he wear? Number 11. Hold on. I guess we could have got more thorough with the splits on these games that are tight. Where do I want here? We need the other QB. Did we find his birthday? Taylor Cornelius. We didn't find his birthday yet. I wonder if they'll really end this game in the 13th. Doesn't LA have Gematria 14 too? I feel like if they keep taking all these games to the 13th, people are going to be like, what the hell is going on? But I wouldn't put it past them. They love to mock. Taylor Cornelius, number 14. Like how they got that 75 up there. Let's see. Let's see. Is this him? Could he be 23 years old? That's old for college. That's got to be him, though, right? God, he's already balding. This poor dude. He looks as old as me. Let's see here. Number 16th. I think this is him. So the game's 41 days after his birthday, or a span of 42 days. It's got to be him, right? Here, let's see how many. He's got to be a senior. Red shirt freshman. Yeah, he's been there. That's got to be him. All right, Taylor Cornelius. Cornelius is 44. 44 is a number that connects to both coaches and the Oklahoma QB. They could fall to 4 and 4. It'd be 1 and 4 in the Big 12. I'm just looking over these notes here, seeing if anything jumps out at me. The thing about the Oklahoma coach is how the game's 76 days after his birthday, and Oklahoma's 76. That one's hard to overlook. When was the last time Oklahoma State football beat a top 10 ranked opponent? Can we get some information like that? This is older information. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me take a peek at what you guys are thinking. What's going on in the chat? Texas's QB is banged up. Could be the narrative if he plays poorly. Okay, so there's something there for Oklahoma State. Cornelius from Bushland. Yeah, we can look at another NHL game. I said we do an NBA game. I'll stay up and do it. We're gonna do Utah. We're gonna do Utah Jazz versus Pelicans, and then we'll look at one last hockey game. Do we have any final thoughts here on this football game? The Cowboys will rope the Longhorns. Okay, could be. The numbers are there for Oklahoma State. They are there, but those aren't the kind. I mean, those kind of upsets. Well, I guess they happen in college football, but number 6 going down to unranked opponent. Guess there's a story like that probably every weekend in college football. I just saw the error in the baseball game. Utah Jazz Pelicans. Let's see here. All right. Just play. I'm just seeing this game in the World Series. Just stuff like that doesn't make sense. I mean, why is he so late to be covering at the bag? I mean, it's the most important game of your life, and what, you're not covering the basics here on the field? I just don't believe it. We had those things down in Little League. Come on. Oh my God. Jazz Pelicans. What do we got here? This is going to be the 56th game. So we got the New Orleans team that's supposed to be the Jazz. And then we got, because the Utah team came over from New Orleans a long time ago. Okay. Let's see here. The Jazz have 34 wins against New Orleans. Pelicans has this gematria at 34. Okay. The Pelicans are 4-0. They can become 5-0 against Utah. Utah is 50. Let's see here. All right. Utah. All right. So just looking at the head-to-head, the Jazz could potentially become 3-2 with a win over the Pelicans. Utah Jazz 32. They're currently 2-2. Utah has the gematria 22, like basketball. Pelicans got to be the favorite at home. ESPN doesn't seem to have a lineup here, but I, you just got to like that right on the surface that the Pelicans can become 5-0 against Utah, and Utah's 50. Let's see here. The Pelicans can pick up their 22nd win in the series. Again, Utah's 22. Our date numerology for this game is a date with 21 numerology. They currently have 21 wins. Let's see. I want to see how many days it is from Anthony Davis's birthday. He's got a March 11th birthday. I love that. 113, the National Basketball Association 113. Seems like anytime I turn on ESPN, they got basketball highlights. They're always asking if this guy's now the best player in the league. He's got the right birthday for it. Okay, let's see. The game is going to be on his 33rd week of his age, Anthony Davis. Look at the coaches here. Oh, it should be okay. Okay. Check out the gematria here, see if any of these things. That's right, Utah Jazz is 1132. Let's see here. All right. His coaching record. Let's see. All right. How about the Jazz coach? I don't see anything that stands out in terms of Gentry stats. Quinn Snyder. October 30th. It's got a birthday coming up. It's going to be Quinn Snyder's 333rd game. That's interesting. Let's see here. So it is interesting that it's I didn't see anything with the Pelicans coach. It's interesting that it's Quinn Snyder's 333rd game. But I think the narrative that makes the most sense here is the Pelicans becoming 5-0 against Utah and 4-0 at home. Utah Jazz also 40. So I didn't see anything lining up with the coaches. Oftentimes in the NBA, it's all about the win-loss record, like LeBron being 2-3, King 23, making the Nuggets 4-1. So it's the big one there. If you guys see anything else about that basketball game, but I think the record tells the tale. I think they sent Eli Apple to New Orleans, didn't they? Which is Archie Manning's team. Yeah, 33 weeks from Davis' birthday. I saw that. Yeah, so I like the Pelicans to start off 5-0 in Utah and 4-0 at home. That makes sense. That syncs with the team name gematria. That's a pretty strong connection there. And there's obviously some historical riddle there too, with the Jazz being from New Orleans. So, okay, there was one other game somebody asked for, and I said we can do it. What was the other one that we had? Yeah, I think the Utah Jazz being 40 is them becoming 4-0 at home against the Utah Jazz. Nashville Predators, Edmonton Oilers. Okay, that was the other one. Nashville Predators, Edmonton Oilers. Let's do it. All righty. All right. So let's get the Oilers Predators head to head here. I don't want just for the year. There we go. So this will be the 73rd match. And the Oilers lead. No. Nashville leads 43-23, 3-3. Right. 43-23, 3-3. Okay. So the gematria here. Edmonton. Edmonton's got the date connection. Okay, that's one thing. 37 date numerology here. 37, the reflection is 73. Edmonton. Oilers. Oilers got a lot going on with October. But doesn't look like that's helping them out. They're 4-3-1. All right, let's see here. Edmonton Oilers got the 74. All right, let's try this out. Nashville. Predators 44. Oilers could fall to. Usually with basketball and hockey, it's all about the records. Double check that I didn't miss something here. Nashville Predators 83. They could potentially fall to 8-3. Over the Edmonton Oilers one more time. Oilers, Edmonton. Let me see. No. All right. So if the Predators won, they'd pick up their 44th win and make the Oilers 4-4. That has some rhyme and reason to it, no doubt. Let's see here. Take a look at the coaches. Todd McClellan. McClellan equals 43. His team's 4-3. His coaching record. Tom McClellan, where's your stats? So, that's right. Looking for his 119th win or 113th loss with this team. His numbers didn't sync up with the game. Let's check it out one more time. Predators. Nashville Predators equals 106. Tennessee's also 106. That's very interesting. Nashville being in Tennessee. Let's look at the Nashville Predators coach and see if there's anything there. Peter. All right. Not really anything for the date. Let's see his coaching record. Here. So with Nashville, he's looking for that 191st win. That's the 43rd prime. He could get over this coach with the 43 name gematria. Right coach to beat. Come look at the state numerology one more time. Let me see. We can see when they play again. This. How come that doesn't bring up anything? All right, let me try it. There we go. Let's try this out. I want to look at see when they play again, just to see if they played again on a date with 44 numerology. Oh, here. Search Edmonton. This one. They've already played once. They beat them 3-0, so they just picked up their 43rd win against them. When they, let me think about that, 30. Play again February 25th, 27, 46. That'll be a date with 66 numerology. The only thing here is that the Predators, with a loss, they'd fall to 8-3, and their name equals 83. But the nice thing about the numerology with the win is Predators equals 44. They could pick up their 44th win and make the Oilers 4-4. So to me, that narrative is stronger. Since there's a double connection there. And I also like that the coach can get his 191st win over this coach who has the 43 name gematria, 191, the 43rd prime. So I like the Predators to take that one. Let's see. Let's go out here to the chat. All right, you guys. Let's call. Oh, wait. Somebody had a comment here. I'm looking for. Hey, Zach. Oilers have an OT loss, so they're entering basically 4 wins and 4 losses. Come back and look how they have the standing here. They don't have their 4th peer loss, though, on the season because they count that overtime loss as a separate category. What in the world? Yeah, the only thing there that's tricky is that Nashville Predators does equal 83, and I mean they could fall to 8-3, but I don't know, that double 44 thing. That looks like it's got some promise. That and the manager thing. Okay, scroll back through everything. Hold on. Let's see all what we covered here tonight. Who would call me from Tulsa, Oklahoma? All right, so Washington State, Stanford. I remember that we started here and we couldn't really find anything that lined up in a big way on this game. We saw that there were some Catholic numbers on it. Made us wonder if Washington State could pull it out. But we couldn't find any strong alignment with anything. The coaches, the QBs. So, you know, the gematria didn't help us with this game. We just couldn't find anything here. So that game was a wash. Iowa, Penn State. Again, just to go over it, 28th meeting. Iowa leads 15-12. If Iowa got the 16th win, Penn State would fall to 5-3. 53 is the 16th prime. Nittany Lions have that gematria of 71. Iowa could become 7-1 against Penn State. Pennsylvania does also equal 53. It's like Vesica Pisces. Iowa Hawkeyes equals 62. Penn State with a win could become 6-2. Penn State and Iowa both have the 48 connection, 48 date numerology. Nate Stanley's the Iowa QB. The game is 62 days after his birthday, like how Iowa Hawkeyes is 62. Nate Stanley also has 37 and 62 gematria, 37 date numerology. So Nate Stanley, 62 name gematria, 62 days after his birthday. Iowa Hawkeyes 62. I mean, that's a lot of alignment with his team. You know what else Nate Stanley equals? Because there's one S in that name. Here, let me make sure that's true. Wait, maybe in reverse. If it's in reverse, it's not true. Oh, it's in reverse, so it wouldn't be true. Okay, so there's all this 62 on this game. The head coach for the Iowa State Hawkeyes is Kirk Ferentz, whose name equals 62. Penn State coach James Franklin, he's 41-19. It's his 61st game. He has 65 wins, and he's playing on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year. The Penn State QB, the game is 65 days after his birthday, a span of 66. So, you know, it's a tight narrative. There's a ton of 62, and you know, it is a tough call. If Iowa got their 16th win, it would make Penn State 5-3. 53 is the 16th prime. Pennsylvania 53. Be a slight upset, 18 versus 17. Let's look at the week 9 piece again, see if that gives us anything. Week 9. So I said that this one was a tight call. If all the 62 is indicative, it could mean that both teams are going to be 6-2 by the end of the game. But still, there's that narrative there with 53 and 16. And Iowa possibly going 7-1 against the Nittany Lions 71. So that one's tight. I don't feel like that's a parlay material. Clemson seems like an easy call. Clemson 27 playing on the 27th. Clemson can pick up their 21st win on a date with 21 numerology. Clemson Tigers 75, 75 date numerology. Sweeney can get his 109th win in this game. Sweeney equals 109. Can do it over Taggart, the coach. Taggart's 29, 109, the 29th prime. The Clemson QB, the game's also 21 days after his birthday. Get that 21st win, 21 date numerology. So those were the big ones. DeAndre, we talked about his name equals 65 like Florida, 65 days left in the year. This Pistons-Celtics game, we decided that we like Blake, how Blake equals 50, and he just dropped 50 points, and the Pistons can become 5-0. The only thing considering there is the Pistons, if they did lose, they'd become 4-1 on the season. Pistons equals 41, so does home. They'd become 3-1 at home. Boston has the gematria of 31. But hard to overlook that Blake Griffin 50-point game. So let's see here. Florida, Georgia. This was the game that's in Jacksonville. Connections for both teams to the date. Florida could become 6-2 against Georgia. Georgia equals 62. Then again, Georgia could become 6-2 as well. This is the 97th match. Georgia leads 51-43-2. We noticed that the last time they played was 52 weeks ago, and Georgia smashed Florida. Jake Fromm equals 52. And again, Georgia can pick up that 52nd win. So we like that. We like Georgia getting the 52nd win there. 52 weeks later. Yeah, that was the big one, was the 52 thing. Capitals, Flames. We ended up deciding that Flames equals 56. Washington D.C. equals 56. Makes sense for them to fall to 5-6 against the defending champions, the Capitals. It's got some rhyme and reason to it. Capitals also equals 37. 37 date numerology. Kentucky, Missouri. This one was a dicey one. This was a dicey one. Hard one to make a call on. But there is some serious mathematics for a Missouri upset here. So but the thing we saw, the thing that makes the upset questionable, Kentucky, the higher seed on the road, the head coach, it's 110 days after his birthday. Kentucky's 110. He could pick up his 33rd career win, staying at 37 losses on a date with 37 numerology, getting his 33rd win over the Tigers, where Tigers is 33. But the mathematics are really there for the Missouri win, becoming 5-3. Again, 53, the 16th prime. Odom equals 16. He could get his 16th win. So what's I didn't look at what UK is. I know with the alphabetic order it's 32, and that's not going to help us. I guess UK's 32. He is on 32 wins, but still that's not going to help us call the game. Texas, Oklahoma State. Texas Longhorns 65, 65 days left in the year. Clearwater 65, Oklahoma State 75, Clearwater OK 75, 75 date numerology. 33rd game, Texas leads 24-8. Cowboys equals 33. It's Oklahoma State. Cowboys can get their 9th win. This is week 9 of the NFL season. Oklahoma could improve to 5-3. They would also become 2-3 against the Big 12. They are the Cowboys, but the singular Cowboy, the singular Cowboys 83, the 23rd prime. Mike Gundy equals 44. He could fall to 4-4, the Oklahoma State coach. The other coach is Tom Herman, also 44. Tom Herman could potentially get his 12th career loss on a date with 37 numerology, 37, the 12th prime. Taylor Cornelius has that 44 gematria too. So and then we like the Pelicans to become 5-0 at home, or 5-0 total and 4-0 at home against the Utah Jazz. And this Oilers Predators game. The only thing concerning there is the Predators could potentially fall to 8-3, but overall it looks like there's a nice narrative for the 4-4 and 44th win, and this coach to get his 191st career win. So some tighter calls this week. Games we looked at, close narratives. go to the chat here for one last minute. We've been going for almost 4 hours tonight. My goodness. I just looked up at the baseball score. My TV went off for a second, so I didn't see what happened, but it's a tie game, and here we are in the 14th. How about it? LA 14. We made it to the 14th. I just had a feeling that they couldn't have another game end in the 13th. There's just been too many. Yeah, hey, you guys are welcome. We did put in a lot of work, but unfortunately, a lot of the games we looked at, it was just so tight. It's still even hard to make a call. So, but live and learn. Hey, we just did a recap. So when I end this, if you go, so when this ends and it re-uploads, just go to like the final 10 minutes, and that's about where the recap starts. So I'll close it right here. You guys can check out the recap, and have a good night, all. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with the NFL decode. So I'll see you there. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the help. You guys have a good evening.